Welcome back to Bounce Forward with me, Tiff Hall. I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which I'm recording this podcast, the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. I pay my respects to elders past and present. Each episode, I'm answering your questions, so make sure you reach out to me on Instagram at tiffhall_xo. I read all my DMs, or send me an email at bounceforward@novaentertainment.com.au and I'll answer them in upcoming episodes. So let's get into it. Jade has a great question. How do we plan different workouts across the week? Strength versus mixed cardio versus core versus Pilates. Are there hard rules or no-nos when scheduling workouts? Yes, there are. And this is something I'm going through at the moment because I'm training to film more videos for my TXO app, and I film about 40 workouts a day. And so I really have to train to be fit for that. It's like an endurance event. And I'm like, I've got to get my strength in, my cardio, so I can talk whilst I'm exercising. I've got to fit in core. And it's really hard. You get quite overwhelmed with how much you should be doing. And then if you take an extra class, I absolutely understand, Jade, where you're coming from. But it depends on your goals. So you have to pare it back to, what do I want? Do I want to grow lean muscle, lose weight, improve core strength, burn more fat? Like, what am I trying to get out of this workout program? So let's start with a good workout routine. What constitutes a good workout routine? It depends on your goals, of course, but if you're looking to just generally improve your health and fitness, it should include some type of strength training and some type of cardio, right? So you got those two things. If you want to work out 5 days a week and are working on both strength and cardiovascular fitness, try 3 days of strength training, 2 days of cardio, and 2 days of rest. If you want to work out 4 days a week, think about your goals. If you want to add muscle, cut a cardio day. If you want to improve endurance, skip a strength day. Remember, it's really important to be realistic about your own schedule and what you're asking of yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself and say, I have to work out every day. Look at your life. Look at, your kids and your job and your energy levels and what works for you. If 4 days makes a sensible plan for you, then do that. But if you can do 6 days, then you're a legend and that's great. But, if you can only work out 3 days, that's fine. But let's look at strength training more closely now, because that's what a lot of people are doing. And you want to look at doing it at a minimum 2 times a week. Strength training is super important because it keeps the body functional for the long haul. It helps prevent bone loss, muscle loss that comes with aging, and it helps strengthen your joints and your whole body and your whole being. And it's just so empowering. You need to pad out the strength workouts with adequate rest days. So a big no-no is doing back-to-back strength workouts. So I wouldn't do strength on Monday and Tuesday. I would probably do strength Monday and Wednesday and rest on Tuesday. And within that, you do a pull session and a push session and maybe legs. So you split it up, okay? And we'll go into that. To build muscle mass, you should try to work each muscle group 2 or 3 times a week. In a 2 to 3 day strength plan, that means you should aim to do like full body workouts and giving yourself 48 hours of rest in between each session. And you want to hit major muscle groups. So, you're looking at your glutes, your quads, your hamstrings, chest, shoulders, back. And of course, don't forget core. But it sounds like a lot, so that's when I go for big compound exercises, moves like squats, lunges, rows, chest presses. They work big groups of muscles all together, all at once, and you get more bang for your buck. So doing the accessories and, isolating muscles one at a time is tedious. Who's got time for that? Go full body workouts. Big compound movements, they're the best. You also want to have a balance between, like I mentioned, push movements and like an overhead press or a bench press, and pulling movements like a bent over row or pull up, because strength training isn't just about, some people just do pull movements, and if you're not doing push movements, then you can get imbalances and injuries. And then don't forget, there's also free weights, machines, and mastering body weight moves, which can be a real challenge to the body as well. Body weight is fantastic. So if you're doing home workouts, body weight, that is a great workout too for strength training. Shoot for 12 to 15 reps per set when you're getting started. This is a good rep range because you can always go heavier with the weight and bring the reps down as you progress. And you want to follow a program and keep that program going for 4 to 6 weeks. Now, if we're talking cardio is different. You can do it every day if you want to. If you really love it. I'm a runner. I love running. I could run every day. I don't because it's a lot on my joints, but there's no rules around that. You can do it every day. Cardio is really important because of your cardiovascular system. It's helping you to recover faster and it helps your endurance. So it increases your VO2 max, which helps your body utilize oxygen. So that's the most important thing about cardio. And you've got tons of options: an outdoor jog, a bike ride, the elliptical machine at the gym. You can go swimming, a dance class, HIIT training, a boot camp. There's so much you can do. And then there's also the functional movements like kettlebell swings and agility work. Whether something is cardiovascular or strength, it all depends on your heart rate. They're different for everyone, but you want a baseline where you're aiming for about 120 to 150 beats per minute for 45 minutes to 60 minutes. That's sort of like where you're doing cardio, right? I love a bit of martial arts and taekwondo. That's my cardio of choice, and running, of course, but just whatever you love, I say go and do that. I always say find the right fit for you. It has to be fun. Otherwise, cardio is cardio and no one wants to do it. The last component of a well-structured workout program is your recovery, and it is so important. So taking the break lets your body recover and rebuild and gives it some time for post-workout muscle soreness to ease up. So it's really important. And if you've been going intense for a little while, you may want to have a whole week off or a day off, or, you really do want to have the ebbs and flows where you're loading and then deloading. And for me, it's not just about the physical recovery, it's also mental. I think doing something that you enjoy that is active is great for the mind. But, if you're finding you're getting fatigued and it's a drainer, then you might need a little bit of a break from it. I find that the best rest days are the days you actually rest. Some people love active recovery where they're kind of going for a walk or they're doing some yoga or something gentle and light. But I just like to chill, Netflix on the couch. I find that that's my rest day. That's a rest day to me anyway. But you do you. It's really important that you build those rest days in. So I hope I've answered your question in a roundabout way. We've gone through strength, we've gone through cardio rules and rest and recovery, and that's how you build a good program. So, you mentioned, Jade, that you are loving core. You could do that every day if you wanted to, and Pilates, but Pilates is quite hardcore. You'd want a rest day in between that, and you've got some mixed cardio in there. You can do that whenever throughout your week, but with your strength training, like your core and your Pilates, you probably just want to do that 2 or 3 times a week. Long answer to that question, Jade, but I hope that it helps you. Thanks so much for listening to Bounce Forward. I love your company, so DM me on Instagram at tiffhall_xo all of your questions and I'll cover them. Don't forget to rate and review me on your podcast app. Speak soon. Happy days.